food starts with great ingredients, and there's nothing tastier than new season leg of lamb. It's delicious and so easy to make, and you can find lots of great recipes on the Board Bia website.
So choose new season lamb with the Board Bia quality mark and visit boardbia.ie.
Bella Vista Bar and Bistro Strand Hill, taking bookings for all functions. Early bird menu from 5 until 7 p.m. nightly. Now delivering in your area. 0719122 222.
Lads, we're 3 goals down, but it's only half time, so focus on the 2 things that'll win us this match. Centra whole chicken, €3. Huh? And Heineken 20 bottle pack, only €18. Right, get out there and win it for the county.
Good news. Discover the value at Centra. You'll find it hard to think of anything else. Like Centra quality Irish whole chicken 1.7 kilo, half price only €3. And Heineken 20 bottle pack 300ml, only €18. Your local Centra, ahead of the game.
Claremorris Motor Auction, every Wednesday at 8 p.m, running over 27 years. Inquiries to 094 93 71684. HanleySales.com.
To have your say, call the Northwest Today comment line on 0818 365 500. Text your comment to 083 3500 530.
Okay, welcome back again to the programme. Now, lots of questions coming in. Gabriel, somebody wants to repeat what you said last week about cooking oil and frying oil. Do you remember that at all? Do you recall that?
Probably talking about fat. So, if I think someone was saying what I like a fry, and I'm going to continue to fry. And I was suggesting,
I think everybody does.
I was suggesting that grilling and like poaching are better and healthier, because you don't need to use anything to fry them in. But someone texted in to say they're not going to give up their fries, so what can they do? So if you're going to fry with a saturated fat, so lard, goose fat, anything that's 100% animal fat, and it's solid at room temperature, and it doesn't go rancid on high temperatures, or it doesn't change on a molecular level when heated to high temperatures. So that's what you need to use. All vegetable oils like olive oil and so on, they shouldn't be used for frying. Olive oil is brilliant fat, and you should pour it on salads and so on, but don't fry with it. So frying, use lard, but the old-fashioned lard. So I think you mentioned Fritex is I think lard 70%, but the other 30% is vegetable oils. So go for the full lard. You can get it in the supermarkets now. There's goose fat you can get in the supermarkets, and there's also duck fat and stuff that you see in the Polish stores. And if one wants a vegetable-based saturated fat, they can use coconut oil to fry with, and that's perfectly fine too. It just puts a bit of a coconut oil taste on the food.
Right, which you'll get used to, no doubt, like everything else in life. Hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Trigeminal neuralgia. Does that ring a bell? Yeah,
trigeminal neuralgia.
So it's trigeminal neuralgia.
Yeah, it's a nerve, the trigeminal nerve, and the neuralgia is just pain coming from that nerve and generally into the face. And it could be caused by an injury or a virus that has kind of embedded itself into that nerve. So things like shingles and stuff like that. But topically antiviral stuff and nervine tonics, an oil of St. John's wort can be very good for it. Also that balm I mentioned, arnica balm, as I say, it'll take away the pain and it'll relax the area, draw blood to the area, and do a bit of healing if the nerves are damaged.
All right, okay. This person has thrush of the mouth, wondering can it be caused by inhalers, and do you have any cures for it?
Yes, it can be caused by inhalers. She's probably an asthmatic, and with some of the inhalers they contain a steroid, and steroids, how they work is to reduce the immune system in the area, so to suppress the immune system. That's how they work, and if you use them a lot orally, yeast can grow, or candida can grow in the mouth, and they can get thrush. Yes, how to treat it. A gargle of sage leaves can be very good. Marigold gargle can be very good. Citrus seed extract as a gargle, 6 drops in a small bit of water. And these are all antifungal. And you just gargle them a few times a day while you're taking your inhaler. And also internally, like if someone's prone to thrush, and this is also for vaginal thrush or in the armpits or in the groin, one should really look into diet as well, and cut out all sugars and processed carbohydrates, because that's what feeds fungus is sugars, or anything that turns to sugar in the blood, and that'll leave yourself less susceptible to fungal infection. And the immune system, I mean, if one gets recurrent thrush, the immune system is low, so we use immune herbs as well as antifungals.
All right. Well, staying with fungal infection, this person has an under-nail fungal infection on their toenails. Can you suggest anything for that, Gabriel?
So it's called tinea pedis. It's a very hard one to treat. So when the fungus gets in under the nails, it's very, very hard to get it out. And, one can get the nail cut back or cut off or pared down, but it's very hard. So here's what I recommend. Tea tree oil is an antifungal oil, and it's quite strong. And pour it, buy some and pour the whole lot into it like a thimble, and stick the toe into it and soak it there for a few minutes. Like some people will recommend, a few drops diluted, rubbed on top. No good. You want to get tough with this one, and stick the whole toe into it and leave it in there for a couple of minutes, and repeat that. So don't throw out the oil, reuse the oil. I mean, it's expensive enough. But when you take your toe out, use a nail brush and scrub in underneath the nail, just to try and get it in there and get the fungus out. And on top of that, as I mentioned earlier, for recurrent thrush, if you have long-term chronic fungal infection under the nails, you have to make your body less hospitable to the fungus. And you do that by cutting out all sugars, reducing grains, and all processed carbohydrates, and getting good quality fats and proteins in there. Revamping the diet, really, and building up the immune system.
All right, okay. What could I use? Ask you, what could I use to stop itching from sunburn, because it's driving me mad?
Yeah, aloe vera is brilliant. Aloe vera gel, get 100%, and super for any kind of, if you get a bit too much sun or that kind of pruritus or itching from sun, it'll just damp that down. There's also a herb called chickweed, and I make a cream from it. It's anti-puretic, so it takes the itch out of everything,
All right, okay. Hi, Gabriel. I have a pain in my small toe on my right foot for almost 2 years now. I can't get rid of it. I've had x-rays and so forth. All is okay. It's worse when I'm sitting. Wondering, would it be coming from my back? This person wants to know. Could it be coming from my back or from my spine, or perhaps another organ body?
The answer is yes. It could be coming from the lower back, where the sciatic nerve fits in there to into the spine. So the nerves actually that feed the whole leg down across the knee, down into the ankle, into the toes, comes from the lower spine. And a lot of people think they have a problem with their knee or the ankle, and sometimes it's that they've an old injury in the lower spine, or they need some sort of physical therapy there. But if it gets worse when he's sitting down, it probably is. That's a testament that it is something in the lower back. He's ruled out any kind of break or fracture with X-ray. So what I give for that is lifestyle recommendations, like you need to get exercise in, and if you're overweight, lose weight. So get the structure right, but a topical balm, arnica balm, that I mentioned, it can be really good just to rub into the lower spine. You massage it in twice a day, and over time, with the right exercise and stuff, and maybe with some physical therapy, things should get better.
All right, okay. We can't possibly get through all the questions. Just a couple of repeats very quickly. The herb for the wart and the duct tape. The herb is what exactly?
It's called Thea. Thaja. and I use a fluid extract, so a 1-on-1 fluid extract, and which is a pretty strong extract of it. Antiviral herb, and it's good topically on warts.
Okay, sure. And any short-term remedy for a toothache?
Yeah, a gargle with. So you get an essential oil of clove, the clove bud essential oil, and you put a couple of drops into water, half glass of water, and don't put loads of drops, just a couple, and swish around the mouth with that, and it has a pain-killing effect. It's a topical anaesthetic. They used to use it in dentistry, but also you could put a bit onto the end of your finger and just rub it into the gum underneath the tooth, and that should take away the pain.
Okay, can we repeat the treatment for verruca Gabriel gave out last week? I don't know if you still have it with you or not, or can you remember?
Yeah, but that's the plantar warts. It's also called verruca. So it's warts on the palm of the feet, yeah. So get I call it a beach stone, but a small stone with a kind of jagged edge, or a bit of sandpaper, and you wash the foot and you lightly sand the top of the verruca just to get the dead skin and particles away, and then I put on Thea. So that's that antiviral herb I just mentioned, THAJA, and you let that soak in for a minute, and then you put on duct tape, so 2-inch duct tape, and you put it around the whole ball of the foot or palm of the foot, wherever the warts are, and you leave that on for 24 or 48 hours and repeat, and do that for a number of months, and you'll see after a month or two it should be getting smaller and so on.
Alright, okay, we will hold off the questions we can't get to until next week, as you usually do. We'll try and throw in one or two more. Chicken pox, very itchy chicken pox. Any remedy for that at all? Yeah,
well, again, the chickweed
cream, of course, very dangerous to itch them, isn't it?
If you're they're going to be there, and you just have to wait until they go, and if you itch them, it could get infected and so on, and it's probably in a child, it's probably going to exacerbate things. So, as I mentioned, chickweed cream or lotion, I use that to take away the itch, so the child is less irritated and it doesn't scratch them.
Okay, Padraig wants a herbal cure for a hangover, don't we all, at some stage or other? He'd probably be a multi-millionaire if you could patent that one, Gabriel. But is there what's your own particular?
I wrote about this in a paper for generally around Christmas. I write it, and it's a few general things. Hydration the night before, be well hydrated and stuff, and in the morning that'll reduce the kind of dehydration side of it. But on a herbal front, there's a herb called milk thistle, or St. Mary's thistle, and its botanical name Silybum marianum. It's a liver tonic, and it can be taken prophylactically. Like sometimes the severe hangover effects can spawn from the liver, so if someone's a weak liver, they get worse hangovers and so on. So you take it prophylactically, you take it, generally you should take, it's no harm to take as a tonic ongoing, but if you take a higher dose the day before, or the day before you go out in the tiles, it's reported to reduce hangover.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Sometimes, just very finally before we go, sometimes we get texts and you wonder if they're genuine or not, and sometimes you have to be careful because they might be I'm going to read this one out anyway. I don't know if it's someone just kidding around or not, or it might be serious. And we were talking about warts and duct tape, and John wants to know, would an electric sander be too rough to sand a wart on his hand?
I'd say he's probably thought about that in the past. See, when I mean...
And again, it might be genuine.
I'd say it's actually a genuine question. When I mean sand it, I don't mean like you're planing it down to kind of get it off, I'm just saying you remove the surface dead skin, so you can get the herb in there. If he does that, I'm sure it'll remove the wart, but I don't think it'll get down into the root of the virus.
Stay away from the electric sander, you would tell John Joe.
Could be a bit too severe.
Many thanks for joining us. Those questions we didn't get to, we'll hold over till next week. As ever, thanks for joining us in studio. That's Gabriel McSharry, medical herbalist and nutritionist. We'll take a short break. It's 21 minutes now to midday.
Ocean FM.
Time on Northwest Today.